YouTube, man, today we are watching 8 different animated horror stories about food delivery apps. And guys, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, off a rip, every time I order DoorDash, bruh, I'm feeling like I'm playing Russian roulette because I'm like, I don't know if he about to spit in my food. I don't know if he about to put boo-boo in my food. I don't know if he about to put, oh no! But I know, like, I don't know what's finna go down, bruh. Every time I'm eating, I'm like, hey, man, this food good, but hey, I might, this might be my last meal. I don't know. So, y'all, without further ado, hold on, let me recharge that joint. Let's go. All right, guys, so off rip, we got DoorDash. Now, I already done told y'all what I think about DoorDash.
I used to occasionally deliver for DoorDash on the weekends. This happened about a year ago. And at the time, DoorDash was new to my area.
Okay, so this is like
not many people used it,
of a delivery
but if
driver.
you worked at the right times, you could still make well above minimum wage.
Wait, really?
It was a Friday night.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm sorry to pause it so early, but yo, I tried DoorDash for like 2 times when I was like just getting out of high school. My mom told me to stop because she thought I could like die doing it because somebody might try to like. I live in a certain city, y'all. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, dox myself. But hey, if you know, you know. As I want to like order somebody, get somebody's food, I'll pull up to the house. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. You feel me? That's why I got this on right now. You never know. Let's get back to it though.
And I got a request in the app to deliver to a house around 8 miles away. The house was on a deeply wooded back road.
Oh no!
With absolutely no streetlights.
Man!
Literally, if you turned your headlights off at this time of the night, you were completely blind.
Y'all know me, bruh. Shoot. I would have said, oh, you were? Hey, man, I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Turn that car around, pull up into my driveway, start eating, bro, food. Get a good burp out and a little poop. And be like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm done doing DoorDash forever. Hey, that would have been my last trip, my last DoorDash, gang.
Delivered to a house in this area once before, but that was when it was light out. Which, trust me, is a way different scene. I didn't have much for phone service, so it was difficult to find exactly where I needed to be. But after a while, I finally found the place.
Why it looked like he driving on the sidewalk? I thought that was a sidewalk.
The house seemed pretty similar to a lot of the other houses in the area. Secluded looking, and right on the edge of being able to comfortably call it abandoned. I pulled up to the house, and because of the limited visibility, I decided to keep my car's headlights on while I dropped off the food at the door.
Bro, he looked so depressed.
To do this, I had to keep the keys in the ignition, and so I did.
Hey, shout out to the DoorDashers out there, bro. Y'all keep the world running
for an extra 30 seconds. I took the bag of food to the front door.
I can't afford no DoorDash.
I knocked a few times and waited about 20 seconds.
I'm sorry.
When my phone went off.
I gotta talk about this. Bro, the economy is so cooked right now, y'all, because every time I get DoorDash, bro, it feels like I'm eating out at a 5-star restaurant. Like, bro, it's not worth it at all, bro. Like, unless you're making DoorDash money. I'm not making no DoorDash money. You feel me?
I was getting a call from a blocked caller ID. I decided to answer it in case it had anything to do with the food I was delivering. It was some man who sounded completely normal. He explained how he was the one who placed the DoorDash order, and he then asked me if I could just bring it to him around back. I was already sketched out as is, so I told the guy no way.
I would have left.
If he wanted his food, he needed to come to me up front.
There you go.
But to that, the line just went dead.
You better drop that food off and leave.
I'd wait at the front door for 1 more minute, and if this guy didn't show up, I was just gonna leave.
There you go.
Maybe 30 seconds passed, and the guy did show up. The front door opened, and I looked at the dude. He was wearing a black ski mask, and was just standing there looking at me.
I would have went home immediately.
I held out the food, but he made no reaction. That's when the guy yelled out, "Alright, now." Right as he said this, 3 men, also wearing ski masks, came sprinting out from around the back of the house towards me. My flight reaction kicked in immediately, and I ran straight to my car. I opened the door, put it in drive, and had the pedal to the floor in no less than 2 seconds. The men were able to hit my car a good amount of times before I was able to drive off.
What?
With what, I don't know, but something strong enough to break my back passenger side window and make a few other dents. Not even a minute into driving off, and I got 2 back-to-back calls from a blocked caller ID that I can only assume were both from the same guy.
Dude.
I let both calls ring until they stopped.
You got
I was shaking uncontrollably and still struggling to regain my composure. But after a few minutes, I calmed down enough to call the police and report the incident.
Man, you better move states.
And that was that.
Nah, forget that. You better move country.
I don't know what ended up happening, and I genuinely don't want to know. I've tried to distance myself from the whole situation as much as possible. It's beyond terrifying for me to imagine what those guys had planned for me that night. A part of me thinks it was just to rob me, but another part of me thinks they wanted to kidnap me.
They wanted to diddle
worse.
Look how they looking. Blue ball.
This happened back in 2019 on a Friday night in January. I had just gotten back from work and was honestly way too tired to make my own food. I always heard good things about food delivery apps, and so I figured that night was the perfect night to finally download one and try it out. I just downloaded the first one that showed up. I then made an account, placed an order at a semi-nearby restaurant, and turned on Netflix to watch while I waited for it to arrive. Now, it's worth mentioning that on this night in particular, there was a lot of snow on the ground. The app said the delivery would take around 20 minutes, but I figured that didn't account for the terrible driving conditions. I honestly assumed it would probably take double that. I can't remember exactly how much time had passed, but it finally got to a point where I figured I'd just forget it and cancel the order. But right before I did, I got a message from the driver. Word for word, the message read, "Can't find your house. What's your personal phone number?"
Oh no.
Now, you gotta remember, I had just downloaded the app that night.
No, sir.
So, I didn't know if it was common or not for drivers to ask for their customers' personal phone numbers.
He did it?
But I ended up giving it to him anyway.
You crazy.
Around 10 minutes later, he would contact me, but not over a phone call like I expected. The guy texted me, saying he'd be at my place with the food in 10 minutes. This unsettled me a bit. I was under the impression he needed my phone number so he could call me and get better directions. But I just tried to brush it off.
Oh.
Around 10 minutes later, I would get another text saying he left the food on my doorstep.
Bro, I'm sorry, but you gotta be like, dude, don't do that. Hey, to all the ladies watching, bro, don't do that. Don't do it. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, if anybody is trying to get your data off of an app like that, bro, they got no good intentions whatsoever. Anybody with a mind is like, bro, if I can't find your address, you're not getting this food. You're not about to call somebody to get directions. No. In the age of the big 26, no, sir. Maybe a couple eons ago, people would have did that. But now, don't do it. It's a trap, I'm trying to tell you.
I went outside to get it and sent a text back thanking him. I figured that was that.
Bro said thanks.
But around midnight, I would get another text. It was the delivery driver. The text simply read, "I really like to..."
I didn't see it yet. The text said, "I put boo-boo in your food. I hope you enjoy it." Oh, I did not say that.
"Your sweatshirt."
But
this was now getting extremely weird, as the text suggested that the guy had stayed the...
Oh, it was a guy. I was about to say, if it was a girl...
watch me grab the food from my doorstep. I tried to play it cool, and responded with something like, "Haha, yeah, thanks. It's pretty nice." I can't remember everything that was said next, but it was some string of multiple texts that were something along the lines of, "So how's your night going? What are you up to?" and various other seemingly harmless messages.
Bro, you would've got blocked.
To these, I didn't respond. At the end of the day, I told myself I didn't know this guy, and I had no obligation to keep a conversation going.
So you just kept eating your food? Bro,
so
that's what's wrong
with
you. Hey, bro, I'm talking about modern day drones. Like, these are literal NPCs, like uninhabited human bodies. I'm telling you, bro. Because ain't no way you would have just kept eating your food and then lay down in bed like nothing was happening. Right next to the window, mind you. Man, you fried, gang.
To bed.
No chicken.
But come morning, I would wake up to 20-something texts and multiple missed calls, all from the same number. It was again that same delivery driver. The last text was sent at 3 a.m. and as I scrolled through the texts, two in particular caught my eye. One of them read, "I'm outside your house," and the other said, I can't see anything through your window. It's too dark. But that wasn't even the worst of it. I would later go outside to find footprints in the snow that I knew for a fact were not there the other day. Meaning, this guy wasn't joking. He had actually showed up to my house, and by the looks of the footprints, had walked around it multiple times. I've since moved, and haven't received another text from the number. That was the first and only time I will ever use a food delivery app.
Shoot, that might be my last time using a food delivery app too. I think I'm deleting DoorDash right now. I'm deleting DoorDash right now, y'all. Man, please. That app gotta go. We're not even about to play this game, y'all. No, that's dead. Like, we're not doing that. No more DoorDash. No more DoorDash. I don't even got Uber Eats installed, but I'm about to block it from my account. Hey, bro, it's over with. He's sitting out. Hold on. He's sitting outside looking around at the snow. Man, you better get the cops. You better get a weapon. You're just sitting outside with no weapon, no defense, looking around at the snow. Oh, I'm gonna get mad. Y'all, I can't keep watching this. I'm gonna get mad.
I'm 27 and currently out of work. I recently got laid off at my job as the company I worked for was starting to go under. So, in an effort to keep up with the bills, I started delivering for Uber Eats part-time. A couple of my friends suggested it, and so I figured I'd give it a try until I found another job.
Watching toy streams,
to my surprise, it was actually good money.
People looking for a job,
the only thing I didn't like was some of the places the app had me delivered to. I live in a city with a lot of sketchy areas. I try to stay away from those areas while delivering, but there's only so much you can do. This night.
Yo, no cap. There's only so much you can do in Memphis. I just doxed myself. Memphis, Egypt, by the way. Egypt. I live in Egypt.
A Saturday, I got a McDonald's order. I usually don't accept those ones, but this night was strangely dead. Which was weird. Saturday nights are usually the busiest for Uber Eats. Anyway, I pick up the order and start heading towards the address I'm given. Instantly, I realized it was not in the best area.
I think that's a
but by this point, I decided to just suck it up.
You shouldn't do Uber Eats
I pulled up to the house, and right away the vibe was off. It was completely dark with not a single light on in the house. Usually there's at least a light on upstairs, or something that would signal someone being awake and waiting for their order. But the house seemed dead. Nevertheless, I put the car in park.
You got 3 black trees in the background too. That's a sign or something. There's demons in that house. And then the door creaked open a little bit too. Man, please. I'm talking about drop the food off at the door, run off, hop in the car. You feel me? I'm out of there. We're not playing that game, bro. Hey, I'm gonna keep y'all safe. We in good hands.
Engine grabbed the order and started walking towards the door.
I could be a survival
as I reached for the front door, I saw it. The door was slightly cracked open. I knocked, and as I did, the door opened slightly more. I yelled out that I had an Uber Eats order, and right away some man walked to the front door.
Oh no.
Like as if he had just been waiting right there. As he got closer, I got a good look at him. Now, I'm not one to judge a person by their physical appearance, but this guy was practically covered head to toe in tattoos. The guy looked extremely intimidating, definitely not someone you'd want to mess with. He had this look of frustration, or almost anger on his face. He was staring at me dead in the eyes. I lifted up the bag.
Is somebody looking like that at you? Looking like that? Like he got nothing to lose? You just standing there like this? Here's your food, sir. Bro, why? Like, man, I'm talking about uninhabited human bodies. Like, that's what it is.
Food, and he grabbed it. The guy then started reaching in his pocket. I figured he was going to give me a tip.
Man,
but
you
no, before I...
Bro, you have no... Bro, you have no, like... What's that word I'm looking for? Survival awareness, survivor instinct, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You have none of that whatsoever. You think he about to give you a tip? Bro, he looking like that. He ain't gonna give you a cent. It's people on DoorDash that will literally give you no tip. That's crazy to me. How can y'all sit there and order food and not give no tip? Man, you know them. You know that company ain't paying them people no money. Y'all know y'all wrong, bro.
Knew it. The guy was holding a hunting knife
Oh,
and
no.
pointing it in my direction. My stomach dropped, realizing the situation I was now in. I was
You
either going to
standing
get
there?
robbed for everything I had,
Crazy.
or worst case scenario, killed. My mind was now racing,
Worst case scenario?
thinking as fast.
Kill? In that situation, that might be the best case scenario, gang. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if not, bro finna diddle you. Hold on. Y'all gotta wait for this sound effect. I ain't got no soundboard. I got no soundboard, but hey, we gonna make do. We gonna make do though. Bro finna diddle you, gang. Wait for it. So, getting killed, I'd take that any day over getting diddled. You just standing there while he got a knife at you? What's wrong with you? You might be a drone. You're an uninhabited human body.
As I could, I turned around towards my car, screamed at Derek to grab the gun, and put my hand in my pocket to start my car's engine from a button on the key. But there was no Derek, and I was in no way armed. But I figured if I could somehow convince this guy I was, I gave myself a chance to get out of this.
Everything but run. Bro, he got a knife and he looked big as hell. He not finna catch you if you run right. Hey, if you run right, he ain't gonna catch you. I'm gonna let you know that right now. And you might have to ditch the car, bro. I'm gonna be real.
All I could do was pray that the threat along with the vehicle starting would be enough to convince this guy I didn't come here alone. And luckily it was. The guy shoved me back and slammed the front door. I ran back to my car and practically tore the door off trying to get in. I got out of there as fast as I could.
You're an idiot.
I would of course end up calling the police, but I never heard anything back about whatever ended up happening.
Police?
I assume they didn't find anything, and that the guy was long gone by the time they arrived on scene. But I can't confirm this. If there's one thing I'm sure of, it's how fortunate I am to own a car with a remote proximity key, as I don't think the guy would have bought the whole act if I didn't start the engine. I still drive for Uber Eats every once in a while, but I've since started carrying a knife on me at all times.
You don't care about your life. You don't care about your life. Why a knife? What if they got a gun? You know the saying, don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
The pandemic has been pretty hard on all of us, and we've all felt its effects in a variety of ways, but musicians have felt it more than most. I don't mean to throw myself a pity party or anything.
2020 was crazy. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for other people who got sick. And I got COVID too, so I can speak on this. Man, I wish I made YouTube videos in 2020. Bruh. Why did I not? You know what I'm saying? I know why. That's really for another video. But, man, let's keep going.
I know there are older folks who are actually fearing for their lives, so I've counted my blessings plenty of times. But for most of my friends, the pandemic just meant working from home or taking a long paid vacation. For me, it meant work dried up entirely. As a professional musician, I've been playing music both solo and with bands for most of my adult life now. It's fun, but it can be really tough on occasion, and this pandemic has been the toughest time I'd ever experienced. I had to do something, anything to pay the bills, so when the drummer in my band said that he was making some pretty decent money for working for Postmates, it immediately sparked my interest. I think the real selling point was how it had benefited his health. Us musicians tend to be much more familiar with a bottle and a glass than an elliptical machine, so riding a bike and getting paid to do it seemed like a great way to get back into a fitness regimen.
Have y'all ever gotten DoorDash from a dude on a bike? I've never seen that. But I wouldn't like it because I feel like my food gonna get cold by the time you get here, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't live in a big city like that. I don't know. I mean, maybe a bike. I don't know. If y'all have, though, let me know in the comments below, because I'm actually genuinely curious about that. I've never seen a dude on a bike on DoorDash.
So, dust off my young brother's old mountain bike, oil up the gears, get myself a Postmates driver's account, and I'm pretty much ready to go. I mean, it's kind of messed up that there were no background checks or anything. Like, I literally could have been anyone, but hey, I wasn't complaining at the time. I needed the money, I needed it bad, and there were much worse things than delivering a
Y'all, His left arm is bigger than the other. We know what you was doing, bro. In that dark room and them lonely nights during that pandemic. We know.
acai bowls that I could be doing. But being a delivery driver brought a whole host of new occupational hazards, and there was one particular incident in the summer of last year that I've thought about almost every single day since it happened. So, I get this one job delivering Thai food over to a place in Brentwood, just this little single-story house that barely stood out from the rest. Postmates has us doing the whole contactless delivery thing by that point, but I always used to hang around just to make sure whoever it was got their food. Sometimes you had some pretty elderly people ordering from us, since some didn't have any other means of getting food without exposing themselves. It meant a lot to me to know that I was helping like that, even if it was in such a small way. Anyway, the dude comes out to get his food, and he's not nearly as old or infirm as...
That man look, throw it off. Man, you crazy. You just standing there too? I would have threw the whole back off my back and, hey, I'm out. You got it, gang.
I first expected, but he does look tired.
Tired?
And not just like my neighbor's dog was barking last night, kind of tired. He looked like he was over his own life, just a deep exhaustion set into his eyes. He thanked me through his mask and told me Postmates...
That's me. When I don't get 100,000 views. I'm just playing.
had been a godsend since his wife left. I could relate hard to that. My long-term girlfriend had left at the start of the pandemic too. She just couldn't handle the stress. Couldn't be so far away from her parents during such a difficult time, so I knew what he was talking about. Like I said, he seems sick and tired,
imagine
but...
how many, E-couples flourished during COVID, and then after COVID, they broke up? Like, all the League relationships, all the Valorant relationships, like any online game, and then the pandemic ended, and they broke up. Imagine, bro.
He didn't hint at actually being depressed or mad or anything like that. He just seemed to be doing that macho guy thing of internalizing all of his feelings, and again, hard relate.
That dude is about to kill you.
Like I said, I often stuck around to make sure people got their food, and I'd also make a point of thanking people if they tipped big, and boy, did tired guy tip big.
Wait, what?
Right as I'm about to ride off on my bike, I make a point of telling the guy how grateful I am that he was so generous with his tip. It's literally people like him that mean I don't have to pawn my guitars to pay the rent. He just kind of nods, then says,
You still talking, man? Get out of there.
Just don't make the same mistakes I did, kid.
Oh no, he finna kill you.
I wasn't a kid. I was 28, but the weight of experience in the guy's voice, I just took it on the chin. The very next day, I get another delivery up that way, so I decide to cycle past the guy's house. I'm not 100% sure why. I guess I'm a creature of habit or something. But as I roll up,
I knew it!
I can already see...
Bro, I was literally about to say, watch this dude get, arrested for murder or something. It was a dead body in the house when he delivered the food. Bro, watch.
that something is horribly wrong. There's a cop car sitting in the guy's driveway, and his gate is blocked off with blue and white police tape. There's one cop sat in the driver's seat of the cruiser, and he gets out to ask me why I'm gawping at a crime scene.
Hold on. Yo, this man got out the car with the blick. You know it's serious. Oh, no. And you're just standing there. Hey, bro, what's wrong with you? Uninhabited human bodies. I'm telling y'all.
I ask him what happened, and he tells me to move along before turning his back on me. But then on the fly, I say but officer, that's my uncle's place.
What?
And I drop the same name he'd used for his Postmates delivery. As soon as I say that, the cop stops dead in his tracks and turns around and sighs. That's when I know it wasn't just some home invasion or a car theft or something. That's when I knew it was darker than I could have imagined. The cop says something like, Look, I'm sorry, but you're better hearing this from the next of kin. Besides, homicide doesn't have a full picture of what happened yet.
Oh no!
Is he okay? Is my uncle okay? I ask. He was taken to the hospital, but after that, I'm not sure.
Are you lying?
I'm so sorry, sir.
Don't lie to me.
I had to do my own research to find out what exactly actually happened, and to me, it was way worse than home invasion or something. The older guy, the one who'd been so generous with his money and his advice, had a full-on mental breakdown the very same day that I brought him his food. From what I could gather, he'd been ranting and raving in his driveway, and then when the cops showed up, he waved a gun in their faces.
Man.
And that's all she wrote.
GG.
They shot him dead right there in his driveway. I don't know if he was trying to end his own life by cop or he actually had some kind of mental breakdown. But if it all happened that same night I dropped his food off, then I basically fed this guy his last meal. The final thing that ever passed his lips. A couple of hours later, he was dead.
That's the one that did it. That's why you couldn't
I don't know
it.
why, but that messed with me something awful over the weeks that followed. I kept thinking that maybe if I'd stuck around, maybe if I asked him more about his problems or his life in general, maybe it had given him the strength to carry on, at least for a little while.
That dude was done, y'all. He was already done. Are these like real stories? Oh my God, they're true stories. Bro, I'm subscribing, y'all. This is fire. Man, I'm done because if I keep watching, bro, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep. But if you want to check it out, please come check it out, man. This dude makes some good content. I'll catch y'all on the next video, man. Peace.
Okay, yeah, look. Pills on the dresser never made me feel better, only made me feel numb.